What's up? How you doing? When I was a kid, my father and I would go fishing, a little town called Cotuit, and we'd get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, get ready, get in the station wagon, and pick up a couple of neighbors along the way. It was about an hour and a half drive. We'd get down there, and then it was about a half hour or so walk. We had to walk through the woods. My father had memorized the trails that lead to this area where there was a lot of fish. So we would all carry 5-gallon buckets. So we'd get to this place, and it was a sudden drop. It wasn't like a gradual slope into the ocean. It just dropped there. We were on some spongy material, and all of us had about 40 feet of space between us, and we'd all fill up the buckets. A lot of fish back then. So at one point we stopped going for about a year or so, and then my Uncle Bartholomew was visiting us one summer, and he loves to fish. He knows everything about fishing. So we took him down there and parked the station wagon. We did the walk, ended up in the same location, but this time no fish. It was like, what happened to the fish? There's no fish here. About 40 minutes into the whole thing, I look over. My Uncle Bartholomew was to my right, and his bucket was already full. We had nothing. We had like maybe a little baby fish in there, and it was all scuppies. A lot of people call them porgies, but they're really called scuppies. So I go over to my uncle. I said, how is it that you got all the fish? What are you using for bait? He goes, I'm using the sea worms you guys have. But he goes, I have a trick. I go, what trick? And he pulls out one of these things, and he says, I hit this thing and I dip it in the ocean, and it sends off a frequency that attracts the fish where I am. So I said, can I use that? And he goes, sure. And he gave me this, and I went over there and I put it in the ocean after I hit it, and all of a sudden I started catching fish. They were all coming to me. My father, I went to him, I gave him this, and he was catching fish. So every time I go fishing now, I bring one of these with me, and I'm always catching the fish. So if I ever went on that show alone, they allow you a certain amount of products to bring with you, I would bring this. I'd bring this, and I'd get all the fish there, and I'd be on there for 100 days, and I'd win the prize. But anyway, that's what happened.